Hi, I'm making this video because I have a few thoughts and feelings about the subject of autistic spectrum disorders. So I will be covering not only autism itself, but also things like Asperger's syndrome and stuff like that. Now, I'm not a doctor. In fact, actually, I'm an Asper. I've got Asperger's. Um, but these are a few observations I made about the subject of autism and Asperger's over the years, as I've been among other Asperger people and autistic people, because I've been diagnosed since I was at the age of 9. So I've had a couple of years in special education. I've been in a care home for a number of years, and now I'm independent. Well, I've got staff to visit me as well. Anyway, this is my this video is all about my Asperger thing. And I have a few thoughts and feelings on things that I approve of Asperger's and autism. And I have a few things I don't approve of. And I don't so much mean things that can't be helped. And before I go on, I'm not really in any favour of any cure for autism, because I feel that such a thing would be very dangerous and probably scientifically impossible as well. And certainly by our medicine that we have now, I don't think it is possible. So I feel if you were to do something like that, it would be very dangerous. So try away from that. However, I do have a few feelings on the thoughts and feelings on the behaviours that Asperger's and autism has. I'd certainly say that it's an interesting condition, but I feel that in some ways, I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel it's good that plenty is being done to manage behaviours. And when I say this, I mean negative behaviours like meltdowns and certain kinds of and various rituals and that kind of thing. Because I don't always get on with some people with Asperger's or autism because of their behaviours, because of their traits. That's not to offend them. I don't dislike people just because they're autistic or just because they've got Asperger's. I mean, I've got Asperger's myself, as I said. But I feel that it's very difficult sometimes with some people, and I feel sometimes that there should be more done to manage those behaviours, or even just prevent them from engaging in those behaviours. Now, for example, there's one guy who I followed for a number of years, past few years. I'm sure you've heard of him, Christian Weston Chandler, who, like everyone else, I find very amusing. I mean, I don't hate him, I don't love him, I just find him funny. Because when I was in the care home I mentioned before, I knew someone who was quite like him actually. I mean, he was older, so he was, he wasn't things like he didn't do web comics and stuff, but he was a bit like him in a lot of ways. I don't think he had a lot of strange ideas and that kind of thing. But yeah, Christian. The thing is I feel the point of what I'm saying is I feel that staff and caregivers to people who have Asperger's or autism should be allowed to prevent those service users from engaging in those behaviours. Like, for instance, whenever Christian gets trolled, right, he quite often will post a video up on YouTube where he rants and raves. I dare say for his poor mother, his father died, in case you don't know. I dare say his poor mother has to, although I'm told she's a bit of a jerk actually. I dare say his poor mother has a lot of stressful time coping with her son ranting and raving and engaging doing all these videos and stuff. Now, personally, I would be in favour, and I know it would mean the end of all the laughter and the looks and all the humorous stuff Christian does. But Christian, if you were to think on Christian's sake, and this is thinking objectively, because I find his videos funny, would be to just stop him from going on the internet. I mean, he can still play video games and do his own thing at home. He just wouldn't log on the internet. Thus, he can't get trolled, except in real life, perhaps. But he hardly ever goes out nowadays, anyway. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you see, the reason is I say this is like, if you take another example, some people with Asperger's I've known are very keen to be independent and have their own home and their own job and all that. But sometimes, without realizing it, they find it really stressful. And I feel that the staff should have the right just to stop service users from, because they might be in a care home, for example, or a group home, or semi-supported living. They could just simply stop them having jobs. Do you know what I mean? Those particular ones, not all of them, just the ones that get stressed out. Because don't forget, if you think about it, when they get stressed out, they engage in meltdowns. I find behaviours that are negative very annoying. And I find it difficult to get along with people who engage in negative behaviour. I don't mind the autism, I just don't like the behaviours. And I think, because what I do is I avoid stress whenever I can. Because sometimes I'm very sensitive to negativity, that is talking about sad subjects. Do you know what I mean? Like war and famine. That's what I mean by negative. I find it very distressing. I don't like distressing things, so I avoid them. Now, I know some people don't have the mental capacity to do that kind of thing, so I think they should be just stopped. They should be sheltered. They should be stopped from going into situations that they find stressful. So, for the service users that find it stressful going to work, staff could just, or their parents could just stop them from going to work. So then they don't get stressed out, and they don't have a meltdown. Another thing, but it's more for minor gape, and this is only a personal opinion of mine again, like the other one, is I won't so much say this for Asperger men or autistic men, mildly autistic men. I mean, and I'm talking about the mild end of things. In particular, is appearance. Now, I've seen people with autism. And you know, like some people with autism, they're dead fat, they don't take care of their appearance, sometimes they don't wash, like Christian, and all that. I think they should be forced to do it. I am full favour of basically the caregivers forcing them, or imposing on, not so much bullying them, but influencing their opinion. Saying to all the girls, this is a, see if I can get this in the frame. This is a Nova comic. This is a Nova comic, right? This is a comic called The Man Called Nova. Now, you could say to an Asperger girl, I want you to look like that. Well, okay, that's not a good example. You can't really see it. Go right back. Basically, to look like Billy Piper of Doctor Who. Is that right? There, yeah, it's a bit reversed. Billy Piper of Doctor Who. To just tell her to look like that. And obviously, teacher, if she doesn't know how to look that way, teach the girl how to do it. But influence her opinion, I'm full in favour of it. In short, I don't approve of unwise choices. I don't disapprove of eccentric choices, I just don't approve of unwise choices. And I think the staff and caregivers should stop people who are in their care from engaging in those behaviours with whatever they can do.